For me, the biggest, interesting part is that he's kind of hell bent on destroying global organizations, and which is good. I love it. Uh, One of the biggest things he's done is cut off aid. Now, for certain countries, for example, Bangladesh, we were discussing it offline. Uh, Aid is what they kind of stand on, and the most surprising thing for me was even Ukraine. So, except for Israel and Egypt, pardon me, the rest of the aid has been cut off. Now, how does Ukraine survive? Because Ukraine literally, or if I may put it the other way around, the Europeans sit on the back of Ukraine. That's their relevance today.
First of all, you're right. First of all, he suspended that only for 90 days.
So,
Now, let's see after 90 days what happened. They will try to refine this and see where they are to direct this aid, nevertheless, in terms of protecting their larger interests. That's one aspect. The other is that no doubt they have been funneling billions of dollars into Ukraine, but so has Europe. And the European Union keeps promising more and more billions of dollars to Ukraine. Ursula von der Leyen announced, I forget the figure, just about 10 days ago, she announced another, uh, I don't know, figure, maybe I'm wrong, $45 billion, or maybe what, 4.5 billion, or whatever the figure is, uh, announced an additional aid uh, to Ukraine. Uh, and this despite the fact that in Europe itself, in Germany, country she belongs to, or in France, there are serious economic woes uh, that countries are facing. Germany is already in a recession. Uh, there's a lot of social unrest in France. Britain is though not in the EU, but Britain is also in a bit of a recession. There are huge issues that are coming up in terms of the, uh, the social uh, i- in the area of social issues. Uh, so, and yet, European Union is still giving arms to funds to Ukraine. But yes, I, I think what is now happening is, and Trump has made it very clear that he wants to settle the Ukraine issue,
yeah.
and there's no love lost between Trump and Zelensky. Uh, if you see the tweet of Baron Trump Jr., who sort of mocked Zelensky when he said that I'll not be able to attend the inauguration because I have business at home. He says this guy tried three times unofficially to get an invitation, and three times this was rejected. And now he says he can't come because he's occupied at home. What a weirdo, he says. Now you can see what the and then if you looked at what Mark Rubio said in his confirmation hearings, that the problem with Ukraine is not so much weaponry and this and that, but they have no men,
Yeah.
and there is now Americans are saying that why don't you bring down the mobilization age to 18 from 25, which means that if he does that, there will be a revolt in Ukraine because who are going to Kiev, and some of my foreign friends, they say that if you go there, life is totally normal, nightclubs, this and that. One of the people I know, very high placed, he said one of the best meals I had was in Kiev. Uh, so, uh, so he's trying to prevent precisely this from happening, so that public opinion doesn't go against Zelensky. But if he's forced to bring down the age to 18, there'll be more exodus of Ukrainians into Europe and elsewhere, plus resistance in the streets.
Yeah.
So, uh, anyway, Ukraine will find itself now. Yes, the point I was making was that uh, Zelensky has got the message that a there has to be a solution, and as Trump actually in his interview a couple of days ago said that Zelensky is ready for a deal. But Zelensky, being Zelensky, he's still trying to play games. Now he's saying that there can't simply be negotiation between United States and Russia. Europe has to be part of it.
Yeah.
It has to be that Europe has to be central to these negotiations, etc., etc. So he knows that this is going to happen. So what is the way out? Not even the NATO Secretary General. What does he say? It's remarkable. He says that we don't have weapons to supply to Ukraine, but Europe should the United States, pay the United States to supply weapons to Ukraine, which means he's telling the U.S. defense companies that we can get business for you. Huh? But he'll pay you for it. Americans,
Everybody's
you pay, but
everybody's become a salesman, huh, sir?
can you imagine this? Can you imagine this? That if Trump is transactional, NATO wants to be transactional also. That you don't have money, but I mean, you may not have, the US government may not give you money, but we'll give you money. Please supply arms to Ukraine. So it's a total mess. However, personally, I may be wrong. I don't think that there's going to be a solution in a hurry, because the fundamental position of Russia goes against the fundamental position of Europe and certainly the Biden administration, and therefore also, in some senses, the American position even under Trump. Okay, Russia says that two things are absolutely non-negotiable: that Ukraine cannot join NATO, and number two, the four provinces in the east, which we have annexed, this annexation has to be legally accepted.
Yeah.
And furthermore, coming back to the first issue, that is not enough that the United States says that Ukraine will not join NATO. But NATO itself legally and formally says that Ukraine will not join NATO. Now, to get a consensus on this in Europe, and the European Union works by consensus, I can't see that happening.
Yeah.
Where NATO gives uh, this legally binding commitment to Russia. So far as the four oblasts or the provinces are concerned, now that they have been formally annexed as a result of a referendum, there is no way that Putin can step back from it without compromising very seriously his own position in Russia. And I was told by someone that Kellogg, the person Trump has is appointed as envoy to Ukraine and Russia, seems to be advised or believes that a fair compromise would be that Russia keeps two of these provinces and the other two revert back to Ukraine, which actually totally goes against what prompted
The war
Russia
itself.
to get annex these provinces, because they provide a land bridge to Crimea. So if he gives away Zaporizhia and Kherson, there is no land bridge to Crimea. So this will not wash. And then at the end of the day, in any negotiation, especially in which the United States is involved, which will be heavily scrutinized as to who has made the greater concession. If Trump signs on to what Putin demands, then what will Trump show to his Congress, public opinion, to the Democrats, that he's got a good deal?